There's been a new study by Tulane University that's rather interesting. It's about high levels of toxic metals found in widely consumed drinks. And originally I'm like, oh yeah, sure, this is like soda and whatnot. But when you read the article, it's rather disturbing. So I wanted to share it with y'all. A new study has found that some commonly consumed beverages such as fruit juice and artificial soda contains levels of toxic metals including arsenic, cadmium, and lead that exceed federal drinking water standards. Researchers from Tulane measured 25 different toxic metals and trace elements in 60 soft beverages including single fruit juice, mixed fruit juice, plant-based milk, artificial sodas, and tea. The drinks were purchased in New Orleans and are commercially available in supermarkets around the United States. Researchers found that 5 of the 60 beverages tested contains levels of toxic metal above federal drinking water standards.
It needs it because it's water.
2 mixed juices had levels of arsenic above 10 microgram liter standard. Meanwhile, a cranberry juice, a mixed carrot juice, and fruit juice, and an oat milk each had levels of cadmium exceeding the 3 parts per billion standard. So what are arsenic and cadmium? Arsenic's a naturally occurring tasteless, colorless, and odorless chemical element that can be found in the environment, including in food and water, according to the CDC. The element persists in the environment and does not deteriorate. We've been talking about these persistent elements like dioxins, well, arsenic is one of them. The EPA adopted a 10 parts per billion or a 10 microgram per liter standard of arsenic in public drinking water in 2001, replacing the old standard of 50 microgram per liter. However, long-term exposure to high levels of arsenic can result in skin disorders and increased risk of diabetes, high blood pressure, and several types of cancer, according to the CDC. Cadmium, meanwhile, is another naturally occurring element used in products such as batteries, pigments, metal coatings, and plastics, but is also found in plant and animal foods. When consumed in large amounts, cadmium can cause stomach issues, and when inhaled at high levels, it can lead to lung damage or death. Cadmium is considered a cancer-causing agent. Exposure to low levels of cadmium in the air, food, water, and particularly in tobacco smoke over time may build up cadmium in the kidneys and cause kidney disease and fragile bones. Fruit juices, plant-based milks contain higher levels. In total, 7 of 25 elements measured by researchers in their study exceeded drinking water standards in some of the drinks, including nickel, manganese, boron, cadmium, strontium, arsenic, and selenium. And a lot of this stuff is being aerosolized and sprayed into the air, y'all. So if you're wondering how it's getting into the food, while lead was detected in more than 93% of the 60 samples, although the majority contained levels below 1 part per billion. And this is why detox is so important. We've talked about the Gerson Therapy, and you definitely need to be detoxing. You need to you need to know what you're eating and drinking. But we're all exposed to environmental toxins regardless of how clean and free and well we live, and if we live off-grid and far away from densely populated areas, we're all rather majorly exposed to environmental toxins. So this is why detox, this is why we recommend the Gerson Therapy book. It's a really good book. What I'll do is I'll put an Amazon affiliate link, if I can remember, to the Gerson Therapy book below, so you can check that out. We've been practicing Gerson Therapy. I don't know if any of y'all know my wife's story about her thyroid cancer, but we've done a couple videos on that. And so we always recommend you be detoxing. And this is why, because here, even these fruit juices and plant-based milks, this is really why you have to try to grow and source all your own food. So if you're not growing it, you need to source it and kind of know where it comes from. And like I said, we are being sprayed, so even if you know where it's coming from, we're still exposed to this stuff. The highest level was found in a lime sports drink, though it is still below standard for drinking water set by EPA and the World Health Organization. Overall, mixed fruit juices and plant-based milks, including oat and almond milk, contained higher levels. I just inhaled a gnat, y'all. Ooh, that's an environmental toxin. Researchers did not identify the specific brands they studied, but noted that they can be purchased at local supermarkets and retail stores. The findings in the study, titled Toxic Metals and Essential Elements Contents in Commercially Available Fruit Juices and Other Non-Alcoholic Beverages from the United States, were published in the Journal of Food Composition and Analysis. No need to fear, researchers say. Tewodros Godebo, lead author and assistant professor of the Environmental Health Sciences at Tulane University of Public Health and Tropical Medicine, said in a press release that is surprising more studies are not conducted concerning toxic and essential elements in soft drinks across the United States. He also noted that most of the elements found in the beverages likely came from contaminated soil. These metals are naturally occurring, so it's hard to get rid of completely. This creates awareness that there needs to be more study. Despite the findings, researchers note that consumers typically drink these beverages in smaller quantities than water, meaning that the health risks for adults will likely be low. I don't think there needs to be fear, said Hannah Stoner, one of the researchers in toxicity. It's the dosage that often makes a difference, so everything in moderation. So as long as you're consuming toxic metals in moderation, the problem is it's so prolific and it's in absolutely everything that these toxic buildups can build up quicker, because you're not even thinking you're getting it in fruit juice and oat milk and whatnot, and we're getting it in absolutely everything we drink and in the air we breathe. You know, the study is talking about the heavy metals in different kinds of plant-based milks. Well, we make our own, we source our own oats and we source our own nuts, and we use the Mio mat, and there'll be a link for the Mio mat down below if you're interested in making your own plant. We went dairy-free for health reasons. We used to have an A2 dairy cow, and Matt used to milk the cow twice a day, and we loved our honey bun, and it was a great experience. And I incredibly love raw milk, but we went dairy-free, y'all. But rather than buy the prepackaged stuff that's mass-produced, we make our own in our Mio mat, and it's great. It's a killer product. It's a great price. If you check the link below, I think there's $15 off. But if you're interested in plant-based milks, or like, you know, oat milk or almond milk or cashew milk, try the Mio mat. And so this is why detox is so important. So I will put the link to the Gerson Therapy book down below. That is an Amazon affiliate link, and we'll make a couple pennies off of that. And that being said, I did want to address, it's always interesting reading the comments, and we love all the comments, and thank you all for commenting and dialoguing down below. But there was this real interesting, I made a comment about the rat race and exiting the rat race, and this one fella said, he said, yeah, it's real interesting that you said that you exited the rat race and you live off grid. And I'm like, well, we don't live off grid. We never said we live off grid, but so maybe he was conflating me with millions of other YouTube channels. I don't know. But I always find it curious that people that make these kind of comments and take the time, it says something about maybe their character or personality type or whatever. He said, you know, you exited the rat race and you live off grid, but you want us to like, share, subscribe, and buy our merch. Yeah, this is a value for value proposition. If you like what we do and the information we put out and you appreciate it, buy some of our stuff that you're already using. We're not asking you to, if you wear a t-shirt, buy one of our t-shirts. We don't sell $50 t-shirts, y'all. If you use and love our honey, buy our honey. We don't sell exorbitantly priced honey. We sell a very high quality honey at a very reasonable price. So the stuff we sell is priced very reasonable, and they're highly consumable that you use every day. That was the concept. It's not, we're not trying to sell you a widget or a gidget. And we do have cool things like bumper stickers and things like that. But all that being said, we really appreciate our subscribers. We really appreciate all of our customers, and we want to thank you. And all we want to do is encourage you. You know, when we put out info like this, like, hey, there's toxic metals in the food, this is why it's important for you to take control and know what you're putting into your body, and then know, you know, how to counteract that and get those toxins out of your body. This is why all this information is important. And it is, this isn't putting food on our family, y'all, okay? But we still appreciate it, and we do it because we appreciate the whole process, and we appreciate being part of the process, and we appreciate y'all. So thank you again for participating, and we love y'all. We'll see you in the next video.